Hello everyone and welcome back to the channel. So today I wanted to do something very different. It came to me around, I think it was 2 to 3 a.m. when I was sleeping, woke up and had this idea, wrote it down, and here we are. So today I want to get any messages from your inner teenager, right? Because I think we get so many messages from the inner child, which is so important. But we don't really talk about the inner teenager and, the moodiness, what needs to be done. I feel like the teenager is such a rebellious time, or can be, or that time where you're finding yourself and all that good stuff. So I kind of really wanted to focus on messages from your inner teen. And let's get started. So I don't know what this is going to end up being. I hope it's helpful. Again, it's just something that came to me, so hopefully it's helpful and it's not too crazy, but let's get started. So first we have Lizzie McGuire in her little cartoon form. Pile number 2 would be Sabrina the Teenage Witch, and pile number 3 is the cast of Boy Meets World, and these were some of my favorite shows growing up, so that probably gives you an idea of how old I am. But yeah, hopefully this resonates with you and you are drawn to one of the piles, and let's get started. All right, pile number 1. If you chose Lizzie McGuire, this is going to be your reading. So again, as I said in the intro, I am not sure what this is going to end up being like. I was just drawn to do this. Kind of woke up in the middle of the night and said this would be a cool idea, something fun, something different. So let's see. We have the Emperor, the 3 of Candles, the Knight of Needles, the Ace of Candles, and the Moon. So pile number 1, let's get started with your reading. I'm going to start with the tarot, then we're going to jump into everything else. If you were wondering, I picked the Nightmare Before Christmas tarot just because it felt right for this specific reading. So let's get started with the messages here. So messages from your inner teenager, and we're kind of starting here with the Emperor, and it's very interesting that we're ending with the Moon. So we have two major arcana cards to start with, and then everything else. So the Emperor is all about kind of being a leader, being level-headed, being someone who is confident, being someone who can create foundations, kind of that dad role, right? And then we have that 3 of Candles, which is all about opportunities and kind of being able to work with others, waiting for the right opportunities to come in, waiting for collaborating with others, making the most of what is in front of you in order to get to where you want to be. So the Knight of Needles is, sorry, I cannot catch my breath today for some reason. The Knight of Needles is equal to, I'm trying to remember this here. Sorry guys, because I am having a hard time. Needles would be, I want to say Needles is actually Swords in this particular deck. Let me double check, because I may have to actually double check that. Yeah, because Candles would be, yep, it's Swords. Sorry. So the Knight of Needles is all about someone who is very good with their mind, someone who is very good at taking action, sometimes a little bit too much action, with the Ace of Candles kind of being that inspiration, that reconnection to self, that connection to what is possible, and the Moon kind of having some, very deep, intense emotions, and very sometimes not being able to see things clearly because it is nighttime, it is the Moon. So pile number 1, your inner teenager kind of wants you to take a break from all the work that you've been doing. I feel like pile number 1, you've been focusing a lot on the material, on what you want to create. There's a need here to kind of go back into the imagination, to possibility, connecting to almost like that kid like part of you. What brought you joy as a teenager? What made you happy? Kind of going back to a little bit of rebellion here for my pile number one. And pile number one, I have to say this here because I'm seeing it. Some of you may have been a little bit like that very emotional teenager, like, slamming doors, being a little almost dramatic in the way that you were as a teenager, and you're kind of being asked to get in touch with that inner spark, that inner fire, that very fiery nature that you had, because I feel like you have kind of tamed yourself down quite a bit, and it's kind of saying, no, let's kind of go back to this energy of, obviously you can't walk around allowing your teenage self to take over forever, but kind of getting back into those feelings, those emotions, working with yourself, working with, feeling the spark, feeling the imagination, allowing yourself to kind of show more of your feelings, even if it is in a private, environment where you come home and something didn't go right, and allowing yourself maybe to scream into a pillow or to just slam a door if you're feeling it, but kind of allowing yourself to get back in touch with those feelings and kind of that spark and that fire within you, and taking a break from always trying to think about, the future, what is next. And again, this is obviously in moderation, because I do think that you guys just work a little bit too much. And I want to see what cards we have here. Time to take a nap. Yeah, you guys need a break. Higher power and clean it up. Yeah, for some of you, it's, there's just a need to take a break. Like, you guys are very good at adulting, and life has gotten very serious very fast. And it's almost like the message here is, let's take a break. Let's do something that we enjoy doing. Maybe for some of you, you did pick Lizzie McGuire sticker, so maybe you enjoyed watching Lizzie McGuire as a teen, when you were younger, and you're being called to do something like that. Like, take a little break, watch something fun, do something fun, reconnect to your imagination, reconnect to possibility. Working with others is coming in. Maybe do like a little collaboration, game night. Obviously, that can be tricky right now. As I'm recording this, we still have the pandemic happening in many parts of the world, especially in the US. So higher power is saying here, kind of connect. Again, that energy of connecting to the subconscious and connecting to a higher power, connecting to what is possible, right? To what your beliefs are, connecting to something more that's not just the day-to-day. And with clean it up here, this energy of needing to make time for yourself, clean up your routine, clean up how much you are taking on, cleaning up how much you're doing. Again, there's almost like an energy of, I just need a break. I just need a break to be myself, to kind of allow myself to be in the mood, maybe for like a day or so, or maybe a few hours of just being in the mood, or like maybe spending some time watching TV, spending some time doing something, more fun, doing something that feels right, connecting to myself, to my imagination. Overall, inner teenager is just kind of saying we're working too much, and it's time to kind of allow ourselves to be silly, to be okay with not being productive. That's kind of what's coming in. You're very productive, and you're being asked to kind of let go of the need to be so productive. I picked some of these fairy tale Tamlin Battle. Yeah. The Wood Maiden Trust, Brother and Sister Transformation. Yeah, for you guys, there is a need to trust in the universe. There's a need to kind of let go of trying to control things, of trying to make things happen. There's a need here to put down your guard, because you're kind of in this energy of a battle. And again, I kind of want to go back to that energy because it keeps coming in. I feel like my pile number ones were very, very emotional as teenagers. And of course, who wasn't, right? That's part of being a teenager. All those hormones, that testosterone everywhere. But there's almost a need like you've kind of just tamed yourself down a bit, and there's a need to reconnect to that inner spark and allow transformation to happen. And kind of, it's almost like bridging who you were as a child, teenager, and bridging that with who you are now, and allowing yourself to have more of a spark, more of a little bit more of attitude. My pile number ones is what's coming in here. And then trusting that you can trust yourself to take a break, trusting that everything won't fall apart if you do take a break, trusting that your uniqueness, because maybe my pile number ones, you were kind of that quote unquote weird kid growing up, that weird teenager that maybe, I don't get that you guys were the popular ones in school. There's just an energy here of trusting yourself to be the black sheep, right? To stand out and to allow your uniqueness and your authenticity to come through even in your adult life. Because I feel like for many of you, you have either a job or a career that's kind of mainstream, and you've kind of let this side of yourself go where you were able to kind of sit and just be in your energy and be unique and be in touch with your emotions, and, you know, maybe create and cry and, you know, be authentic with your emotions and be expressive with them as well. And there's this need to kind of perhaps reconnect with that and bridge that. And obviously we cannot come from a place of, you know, we cannot be a teenager throughout our entire life, but it's about bridging that part of yourself with the adult self. Let's see here with the unicorn cards. Hope. Yeah. You guys need to connect to some hope. Discernment. Yep. And friendship. Again, the energy of needing to connect to others, needing to connect to friends. Perhaps there are some friends that you have lost touch with that you can still reconnect with that are coming in. I think for some of you, you didn't have the friendships that you would have wanted to have in high school or in middle school. And this is kind of saying it's okay to open yourself up, because it says seek out your soul family, surround yourself with positive people, spend more time socializing. And I do feel like this group may feel a little bit lonely and may not have the support that you actually need, because that three of candles was coming in with that message of needing to kind of connect, collaborate. And again, it could be connecting with people from the past or connecting with new people. And with discernment, it says, all is not what it seems. Stay true to your knowing. Keep your dreams a secret. For some of you, this is about not necessarily sharing everything with everyone. For most of you, though, this is about understanding that your uniqueness is what is needed in this world, that you do not have to fit in, that you don't have to kind of shut away this part of yourself that was, you know, very creative, very unique. Because I do feel like you're very creative, but I feel like most of you are in careers that are, you know, jobs, careers that are more mainstream. And, you know, this is kind of saying, don't be afraid to go after what you want, to still pursue the dreams that call to your heart, the dreams that spark that inner fire within you, the dreams that make you happy. And don't just rely on your mind, rely on your soul, on your intuition, and on your creativity. Pile number one. With hope, it says, stay positive. The world is behind, the worst is behind you. Look up to the light. And this is again about working with your imagination, working with what is possible, knowing that, you know, if your early years were not that great, that there is still a lot more available to you, and that you can create the life that you want, that you can come in and, you know, you can trust in the universe, you can trust what's yet to come, that there is a lot of opportunities coming into you. And I think for many of you, this is about working through trust issues with others as well. Working through any sense of not being able to trust others, not being able to trust yourself. And saying that, you know, you can trust yourself to pick friends, you can trust other people to be your friend, that you can seek out your, you know, your tribe, your soul family. And I want to see what this is here. Shadow work. Yeah, I feel like for a lot of you, and it says blockages, confrontation, ego death, emotions, there's that sense of a lot of emotion. And I feel like for a lot of you, you kind of shut that part of yourself off. And this is kind of saying, tap into that inner teenager. You may have been like very creative, very artistic. I just kind of keep getting like, you know, the kid that was like very creative and able to like listen to music, feel the music. Maybe you were a musician growing up, played an instrument, or maybe you were someone who was very much there's something about words here and music. Someone who was able to journal a lot and kind of let go of those emotions and write them in, and now you've kind of lost that part of yourself. For some of you, actually maybe for many of you, you enjoyed writing, you enjoyed expressing your emotions through the written word, and you've kind of stopped that part, and you're being asked to perhaps take on journaling, some sort of art form, in order to reconnect and let go and move forward in a healthy way with all of your emotions, because this is an emotional pile. Like, I feel like you are very emotional, but it's kind of been shut away in the sense of duty and in the sense of I need to get things done and I need to be more grown up and I need to be realistic. Peridot and Menelite. I am going to grab the book for this one, and this is from the Crystal Wisdom Oracle deck, and I am not very good with crystals, so I always grab the book because I know the basics, and that's it. Peridot says emotional cleansing. Peridot frees the mind from unwelcome, envious thoughts and night terrors. It is transmutative and purifying. Did we not have transformation? We had transformation was down there. All right, so that's coming in as important. It says you are deeply emotional and may possessively cling. I can't speak today. Actually, clean came up too, and may possessively cling to the past or beat yourself up over mistakes. By nature jealous, you have dark thoughts. That's not necessarily true for everyone. Detoxify your emotions, learn to forgive and let go. Follow your own life plan without judging yourself or being envious of others. Don't compare yourselves to anyone else. There's this energy here that keeps kind of coming up, and it's about the emotions. A lot of emotions that are being hidden, that are being suppressed. Also, not allowing anyone else discerning. Stay true to your knowing. You know what is best for you, pile number one. Don't let anyone come in here and try to tell you what's best for you. You know. And you have the power to go through fiery transmutation and energy and emerge transformed. Yeah, don't compare yourself to others. If there was stuff that your inner teenager, that you as a teenager wanted to accomplish and you just felt like it didn't happen for you, it's not too late. You guys can do it, especially when it comes to friendship, relationships. I do know that, some people suck, especially when they're younger. But there's this need to kind of go through these emotions, work through these emotions, some shadow work for this group. And then it says Menelite, the wise feminine. And remember, we all have feminine and masculine energies within us, no matter what gender you identify as. And it says Menelite has profound connection with earth, the wise feminine and priestess power. It marks rite of passage through womanhood to wisdom. So it says you are an immortal soul who is an embodiment of the wise feminine. Express this through your body and actions. Go deep into yourself to find connection to Mother Earth. Sit in her womb of healing. In meditation, you heal your soul. Put aside fear and remember that transitions are necessary prerequisites for growth. Honor your sacred sexuality. Yeah, there's a need for you guys to express yourself. There's something here that needs to be expressed. There's something here that you have kind of suppressed, and it has to do with something in the teenage years for many of you. And this is about being more mature. And remember, it's a process. Growing wiser is a process. And the soul and heart do not age. Yeah, that's in that book. Look at it, that right there. The soul and heart do not age. Yeah, guys. I feel like for some of you, you've kind of tried to become an adult and it's kind of taken over and it's become a little bit too much. Like, you can tap into your inner child, inner teenager, and do the things that you enjoyed. Do the work. Focus on the tangible, do what needs to be done, but also take a break, watch a show, do some artwork, do some writing, journal some things, do what made you happy when you were in your teen years. Devil. Yeah, there's, and we have Ursula on that card. There is an energy here of needing to release all the responsibility. You've kind of tied yourself down to being a responsible adult, or what you believe a responsible adult is. And that's just, it's not necessary. You can still, it's about bridging the gap and incorporating, you know, the fun things that you like to do. More play is needed for my pile number ones. All right, guys, so that is what I have for you. If you like this video, please like, subscribe, hit the notification bell, and stay tuned for more videos. Let me know if this resonated with you in the comments, and I will talk to you soon. Hi, pile number 2. If you picked the Sabrina the Teenage Witch sticker, this is your reading. So I just did pile 1, and that was interesting. So I'm not sure what to expect with this reading. It's just something that I thought of, and I thought it would be fun. So let's see what comes up. First, I have tarot cards from the Nightmare Before Christmas deck. And first we have Temperance, the Devil, Judgment. All right, pile number 2, what's going on here? And 9 of Candles. Okay, so you guys have 3 majors and one minor. I cannot speak today. Mercury retrograde, that's all I'll say. So with this message here, my pile number 2s, you are being asked to reconnect to yourself. There's something that you are being called to do that you are not doing. Something that is not, this is bugging you. This is something, this shouldn't be something that is a surprise to you. Like if you're sitting there and you're just thinking, I don't know what she's talking about. I don't feel any call to anything. This is, you know, I don't feel called to do anything. This is probably not the message for you, because I feel like there's kind of this inner nudge, this inner voice that keeps calling you to do something, and you're kind of ignoring it. And it just feels like this is about letting go of something. This is about embracing a certain part of yourself that you are no longer in touch with. This is almost that energy of, you know, there's a dream that you had, a vision for yourself, and it hasn't worked out in the way that you wanted it to. And perhaps you decided to go a different way. And there's kind of this energy of just, you know, this, it's almost like this push, like this inner whisper from your soul, like there's more to life. There's more to this. Don't give up. Keep going. Try this. Don't give up just yet. You have to go for this. There's more. Again, this energy of, there's a lack of harmony, but this is because you're not listening to your inner guidance. You're not listening to your inner call. And I feel like the reason some of you are not listening is because you are again, this energy of, I need to be an adult. This was in pile 1. But this energy of, I'm grown up now. I don't have to, I can't possibly do this. Maybe you guys had a creative dream that you felt called to that hasn't happened in the way that you thought it was going to happen, and you've kind of left it behind. But there's the sense of burden here, the sense of like, I know that there's more, and I know there's more to my life, and there's more that I'm meant to be doing than what I'm currently doing. But at the same time, not wanting to listen and not wanting to budge. And this is about checking in with yourself and making sure that the choices that you have made for yourself are in alignment with who you want to be. And I feel like you're almost at a crossroads at this point, where you're kind of getting pushed in one way, but you're kind of continuing in another. The feeling I'm getting here is almost like maybe choosing a career that is safe, instead of one that is right for you, or one that is the one that you perhaps, again, that energy of maybe you're more creative, but you decided to become an accountant, or you decided to just go through with something that was safe, or that was pushed on you for being more safe and more sensible. And this energy of needing to honor yourself. We'll get more into this, but again, there's just this there's a push and pull here, and you're keeping yourself tied down to something. And what you're being asked to do, what your inner teenager wants you to do, is find balance and create something new. So maybe you do have responsibilities with your career and paying for, bills. We all have that. I get that. And this is kind of saying, well, how can you combine your dream, and even if it's part-time, or even if it's just in your spare time, or do it as a hobby, incorporate something that means a lot to you, so that you don't feel so burdened, so that you don't feel like you're carrying so much stress. Let's see. I want to see what this is about. Let's pick these cards next. Between world, yeah. Fork in the road, absolutely. I don't see these. By the book. Yeah, you guys are trying to play it by the book. You guys are trying to do something in the way that is deemed correct, in the way that you believe things have to be done. And again, there's this energy of, this is something that you wanted perhaps to do when you were a teenager. You pick Sabrina the Teenage Witch. She's all about magic and lightheartedness, right? And then there's kind of this energy, the fork in the road. Either there's an opportunity coming in, or it recently came in, or this is just speaking to that soul, that, that judgment call that you're getting, that inner whisper that is becoming harder and harder to ignore at this time. And between worlds is saying that you can't quite see what to do. You're kind of right in the middle. Like, what has been. You don't necessarily know exactly what's possible, but you're having a hard time making a choice, because you want to see what's possible. You want to see everything that can happen. But, life is messy. We can't always see what is about to happen. We can't see what's possible. We can't see what's to come. And there's this energy of, well, I'll make a choice once I know. And the energy here is, once you make the choice, you'll know. But you're following the book. You're going by the book, and you're going by the book that you think you should be following, is what I'm hearing. And for some of you, again, this isn't about, if this is career related, this isn't about going into your job and quitting, but this is about slowly blending, creating something new. Maybe if this is about feeling out of touch with your creativity, or maybe you are somebody who's creative, maybe you can keep the job, but still make sure you make time to do something for yourself. I want to see more about this. Let's go with these first. Snow White and Rose Red, Sister Love. Red Riding Hood, Rites of Passage. Yeah. Snow White, Purity. That's a lot of Snow White here. There's a need to reconnect to your innocence, to your inner child. I know this is about the inner teenager, but like your inner child, what's possible. There's a need to connect with what you love. Connect to what brings you passion. You've kind of been doing this thing where you're working a lot, and you're no longer doing things that are feeding your soul. You are doing things that are feeding your meat self, or your physical self, to pay the bills, all that. But you're not necessarily doing things that are connecting you to who you are and who you want to be. And again, this isn't saying, like, if this is about a job, this isn't saying that you're going to go in and you're just going to quit your job and say, all right, I'm leaving and that's it. I'm no longer going to be here. This is saying, remain focused, remain aware. Think of the purpose of what you're doing, and be careful of who you're trusting. That's coming in. But also be careful that you're not completely dishonoring yourself. That you're not, it's almost like a betrayal of self by refusing to see what needs to be seen. And kind of stay on the path. Stay on the path of what you want. Again, that in-between world, fork in the road. Stay on the path that is calling to you. Stay on the path that is going to honor yourself, your higher self, is going to honor what you want to create. And you do have the wisdom. You do have the wisdom needed here to know what is right for you. The red is standing out to me because of all the passion. And this is about what you want versus what you need. And I think what you need to find balance between is what you want and what you need. That's what's coming in. Because I feel like you want something, and what you want may not be necessarily doable. For example, if we were talking about a career, what do you want? That energy of maybe I want this career that is artistic but it wouldn't pay the bills. But this is saying find the middle ground. Sometimes what we want to do, what brings passion to us, is not necessarily the thing that we get paid for, but that doesn't mean that we cannot do it. Let's take a look here. Miracles. Yeah, there's a need to believe in miracles. Delight. Yeah, you guys need to bring, and magic. Yeah, there's this energy of make a wish, believe. This one says make a wish, believe in miracles. Magic surrounds you. Delight sense, count your blessings and enjoy life. Take pleasure in simple things. Always expect the best. And miracle says have faith that your miracle is on its way. Your prayers have been answered. Surrender the how. Yeah, you guys have lost kind of a little bit of motivation here. And this is saying connect to gratitude. Connect to what is possible. Connect to what you can make happen in this lifetime. Again, there's a need to blend something here. Perhaps, what you want to be doing is not something that you can do right now, but that doesn't mean that you cannot try to do this thing for fun, that you cannot do it on your time off. Like, yes, you may have to show up to a job that it's not the best job in the world, or it's not one that you want, but you can start to take action so that you can transition into something that you do want. But at the same time, make space to do the things that bring you joy, and do the things that make you feel free and happy, and do the things that connect you to your soul, that align you to your soul, to your purpose. And there's a lot of, that energy of, believe in the impossible. Believe that things can work out for you. I want to see, actually, let's see what this is first. Altar work, crown chakra. Yeah, you guys I feel like the crown chakra here is a bit blocked because you've kind of lost the sense of what is possible. You've lost the sense of feeling like you can make things happen, and it's kind of very monotonous right now, where you're just kind of going through it and going through the motions and nothing. You've lost the sense of magic. And this is saying, reclaiming roots, ritual work. For some of you, doing something that is going to reconnect you. Working on the crown chakra, working with your imagination, working on believing what is possible. Changing lack mentality to things can go my way, and making sure that you are choosing the right thing. For some of you, make sure that you are not you're not making sudden decisions where you are, for example, going in and quitting a job that you need to pay your bills in order to go after something that, make sure that you transition, that you do things slowly. Don't get too crazy, and don't do something without thinking it through. Malachite, yeah, heart chakra right there, and labradorite. I am going to grab the book for these because I am not very good at crystals, and that is the book. So malachite, I do know malachite is for heart chakra, and I do have malachite right here and right there. So malachite, the subconscious mind. Malachite brings to light ingrained programming and toxic beliefs. Yeah, there's some of that here. Go willingly into the depths. Therapy may be needed. Your deepest fears become your greatest gifts as hidden abilities come to light. Go where angels fear to thread and bring back insights for your own healing and that of others. Detoxifying the mind, body, and emotions and recognizing deep causes of dis-ease are a path to well-being. Again, that there's this energy of not as all, everything isn't what it seems. There's a lot you can't see yet. For some of you, there's a need to spread your wings, but just be careful. Do it in a way that isn't harmful. Do it in a way that it's about blending two things, because temperance keeps coming in for me here. That energy of blending two different things to get one alchemy, right? Transmuting, working with two different things to make one. And then labradorite is about the mind's eye, and it says labradorite, I can't speak, raises your consciousness to connect to mystical dimensions and the highest protective energy. It strengthens your faith in yourself and aids intuitive guidance. You are an intuitive being with the gift of foresight. Keep yourself grounded. The veil between worlds is the thin. Yeah, there's something here. You could easily confuse yourself with imaginings. Aim for clear insights. Yeah. Be careful what you guys are imagining right now, because I feel like there's something that's calling to you and there's a wake-up call, and I feel like there's something that is meant for you, but I also feel like you can do this in a way that is more harmful if you're not careful. Again, I keep getting this example, and I'm sorry because it's becoming repetitive, but somebody going into work and just quitting without having a plan. There's a need to kind of plan things through, and don't let yourself get too caught up in this is how it should be, so I'm going to make it this way right now. And, you know, and then it says, hold on to common sense. It is your most effective tool in assessing intuitions and acting on those that are valid. Yeah, that's the best way to put it. Common sense here. Don't just go do something because you feel like you need to. And I feel like there's this energy of I'm just tired. And again, this like niggling feeling that's kind of just, it's stirring you up. But there's a need to do this slowly and be patient and work very slowly on the transition and work on reconnecting to yourself. The Tower. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, this makes sense. Tower is sudden changes. And I feel like you're being called to be mindful of the Tower. You're being called not to try to do a Tower moment, because there's something that you're not seeing yet and change is coming. And for some of you, you've been playing it by the book for so long, but it's not time to absolutely destroy everything that you have done. And I feel like this message is kind of splitting into two groups. There's a group here that is completely by the book and is refusing to change anything. And then there's another group that just wants to throw it all away. And for both groups, the message is balance. Find the balance between your two extremes, because it feels very extreme energy. Definitely with Sabrina, some alchemy here, some, you know, connecting to spirituality, maybe doing some rituals, because we did have that altar card, which is all about ritual work. All right, pile number 2. I hope that resonated with you. Please like, subscribe, hit the notification bell, and let me know if it resonated with you in the comments below. I will talk to you soon, pile 2. Hi, pile 3. Thank you so much for being here. This is going to be your reading if you chose the Boy Meets World pile with Sean, Topanga, Corey, and Eric. So I keep saying this in every introduction for the videos. I had this idea come in. I really liked it, and we'll see what we get so far. It's been interesting because the messages have been interesting. So these are messages from your inner teenager. 2 of Presents, the Lovers, Strength, 8 of Potions, and Page of Potions. There's a lot of love energy here. Yeah, we have the 8 of Potions, the Lovers, the Page of Potions here. There's a lot of creativity and a lot of love here. So first and foremost, I feel like for this group, you're being asked to reconnect. Your inner teenager wants you to reconnect with your creativity, with the things that you love, with the things that brought you joy, with the things that made you happy. And I feel like for you guys, you've kind of grown. Feels like you've been trying to like control your feelings, and again, that energy, it's been coming up in every pile, but that energy of needing to be an adult and needing to show up as an adult and not being quote unquote too emotional or too childish. And this is kind of saying the need to be compassionate with yourself, the need to be compassionate with others, and leading by example, remaining kind, allowing yourself to remain in touch with your feelings, putting attention towards the connections that are important to you. If you have a choice to make, there's a need to choose with the heart here. Perhaps you're getting too caught up on what I should do, instead of what is my heart telling me to do. And here, there's an energy of needing to prioritize, needing to find balance between something. And I feel like you're being asked to go back to the simpler times where you could just be, where you could trust your emotions more, where you could trust your feelings, where you were flowing and creating, and you weren't overthinking as much, because there's an energy here of perhaps overthinking a bit too much, and there's a need to leave behind anything that is preventing you from connecting to your ability to believe in a dream, your ability to believe in what is possible. It's very interesting because it seems like all three piles have kind of lost that ability to believe in the impossible, or what we deem impossible. But there's a need for reflection here. Make sure that the things that you are going after, pile number 3, are still the things that you want. That's coming in strongly. Make sure that the things that you go after, make sure that the dreams that you are following are still the dreams that you want. Because sometimes things change and we don't check in with ourselves to figure out that they have changed. That feels better to put it that way. For many of you, there's a need to balance the masculine and feminine from within. That's coming in strongly. There's a need for balance here. It's all over, but there's definitely a need for balance. And in order to balance this, you need to check in with your emotions. There's something that you may still be doing that is no longer in alignment with you. Let's check these cards out. A change in the wind. Yeah. Go the distance. Treasure Island. Yeah. There's something here that you're not quite seeing just yet, and you're being asked to follow through with a dream, but there's a need to check in with this dream, because I feel like something has changed. There's this kind of constant thing, it's alluding to something has changed, and I feel like what has changed is what your treasure island is, what the treasure you seek is. Is it the same thing you thought it was? Because I feel like you've been focusing on action and you've been trying to make something happen, but there's kind of the sense of just check in and make sure that it's still the thing that you actually want, that it still feels right for you to go after this, that it's not something that you have outgrown or something that has slightly changed. Like for some of you, I feel like whatever this is, it's something that may have slightly changed. Let's look at your unicorn cards, pile number 3. anger, and it says safely express your anger. Use anger as a positive force. Honor all of your emotions as sacred. Yeah, you guys need to get back in touch with those emotions. Intention, be clear and decisive. Focus on what you really want. Be bold with your request to the universe. And innocence, take time to play. Nurture your inner child. Live with a childlike sense of wonder. Yeah. Some of you have gotten control of your emotions and you're suppressing some anger. You're not allowing your feelings to flow freely as they should be or as they want to be. For others of you, be clear on what you want to create. I keep getting this energy that my pile threes, there's something that you're trying to create, but there's a need here to reconnect to what is possible, to reconnect to what you actually want, because maybe you've had a dream that you've had very early on, or that it's been passed down to you, and you've been trying to make this thing happen. And I don't know that you've checked in with yourself to make sure that this is still what you want, because that's coming in like, is this still what you want, is what I keep hearing, pile number 3. And if it is, be clear and be decisive. Things are changing. You have the ability to go after whatever this is and get your treasure, but there's a need to check in, because there's some emotions that are coming up that you're kind of trying to control, because emotions are just information. And there's information coming in through the way of emotions. For some of you, it is anger. I'm getting resentment as well. That is trying to give you information, and that information would be very useful moving forward. But some of you are completely ignoring this, because you're kind of focused on what needs to be done. And for some of you, there's a need to balance how much work you're doing with how much you're sitting with yourself and how much introspection you are doing. The poisoned apple, jealousy. Now we have anger, jealousy here. Fair, brown, and trembling, gifts. Gretel, ingenuity. Yeah, you need to figure out, you need to sit with yourself and figure something out. There's something here that is changing, and I feel like it's changing within you, and you haven't been able to connect to yourself enough to figure out what that is, because it feels like it's almost like you, my pile number 3, are so focused on perhaps, comparing yourself to others, looking at what others are doing and how far they are along their journey, and then feeling like, why am I not this far along? Again, comparisons, that energy of checking in on others, and it's making you angry. But sometimes if something isn't meant for us, it doesn't come our way. If something is, not happening for us, sometimes we need to pause and ask ourselves why, because sometimes rejection is God's protection, right? We've all heard that. But you are someone that you can make things happen for yourself. There's just this energy of needing to feel the feelings, needing to check in and see what exactly is being told to you, and then choosing to move forward with that new information. Now, it's very interesting that you guys chose the only pile with more than one person in it, because we had Lizzie and we had Sabrina, but this is the only pile with 4 people, with 4 humans on it. And we have jealousy going in and anger. Are there feelings of comparison, or are there feelings of anger towards someone or resentment that need to be expressed? And if so, how can you express them, either to that person in a way that works if that person is still in your life, or express them and let them out and be able to process them. And again, we have jealousy and gifts, and perhaps things are not happening in the way that you want them to. But again, there's that energy of focus on what you really want, ask for what you really want. And a gift here is being given to you. But there's a need to check in with yourself, because there's something that my pile number 3s are not, you're not aware of something. There's something that you're not seeing just yet. And I feel like this is what's causing delays. And you have what it takes to make things happen for yourself. You absolutely have it, because we have that Gretel card here. And this is, you know, it's all about showing courage and having the courage to do things and using your resourcefulness and your quick thinking to do what needs to be done. And, you know, with jealousy here, be mindful that you're not connecting to this energy of comparing yourself, because that's going to block your blessing. And also being careful of the people that are around you. Maybe somebody is jealous of you, pile number 3. And I just feel like, again, there's this energy to check in with yourselves, pile number 3. There's something here that may have changed. Maybe you haven't really checked in with yourself and you're going the distance for something that isn't even really what you want. Let's take a look at this card here. Hummingbird medicine, which is all about ascension, joy, warrior spirit. Again, that energy of warrior. Ancestor messages. The hummingbird is also about finding joy, being happy, being in the emotions. And that keeps coming in here. I feel like you guys have a tight control on some emotions, and there's a need to let them go, process them, use them as, take the information that is being given to you through them. And pile number 3, you are enough. You deserve everything. And I just want to say, pile number 3, this is coming in strongly. You are exactly where you're meant to be. If you were not meant to be here, the universe would make sure to move you further along or to make things happen. You are exactly where you're meant to be. You are here for a reason. Don't compare yourself to others. Don't look at what others are doing. Black tourmaline, protection. Yeah. Blue lace agate. I'm going to grab the book for these because I am not the best at crystals. But I do know black tourmaline is about protection. Black tourmaline absorbs negative energy and affords excellent energetic protection, enhancing your physical vitality. You are adaptive. Yep, that energy is just definitely here, especially with Gretel. Yeah, Gretel. I was gonna say it was Gretel, right? You have clarity of thought and analyze situations rapidly. Let go of overcautiousness, but stay protected. You sense it with people wish you ill. Yeah, for some of you, somebody's jealous of you. And this is kind of saying, be careful. Don't let this person hold you down. But for some of you, you are comparing yourself to others. You may be carrying a family or past life curse creating disease. Recognize that negative thoughts and actions harm others and yourself. There's a need to neutralize here. Let's look at blue lace agate. Self-expression. It says blue lace agate connects spirit with intellect, highlighting integrity. It enhances the ability to communicate effectively what is in your mind and heart. Attune to your inner being to express the fullness of who you are. Yeah, you guys need to attune yourself because there's something out of whack here. There's something that you're trying to make happen that is not even in alignment with you, and it's causing a lot of feelings that are being suppressed. Be confident when speaking in public as you have much to share. You may have been silenced in the past. Repressing thoughts and feelings causes throat problems. So speak your mind gently, honestly, and clearly. You have the gift of serenity. Use it wisely. Expressing yourself fully releases neck and shoulder tension, thyroid deficiencies, and throat infections. So yeah, you guys need to work with the throat chakra and with the root chakra. And there's something here that you need to get in touch with your truth. Because I feel like whatever your idea of your truth is, it's changed. You have evolved and you're kind of still holding on to something that isn't you or something that was passed down to you. And it's kind of affecting your throat and it's affecting your ability to manifest. And it's also causing some very intense feelings that you're trying to kind of push down. A lot of green in this spread so far. So a lot of jealousy, and it could be other people being jealous of you as well. So be careful with the people that you have around you. But work with your intuition and accept your sensitivity. Empress. Yeah, you guys need to do some self-care. You guys need to connect with your nurturing side. You need to nurture yourself. You need to with the Empress here, self-care, self-love, connecting to nature, connecting to what is possible for you, and figuring out what it is that you even want. Because you have the ability to bring it in. It's just a matter of what do you actually want, and making sure that you are in alignment for what you want. 1111, I'm seeing that. That you are in alignment with what you want, because it will come in for you, but you need to get clear on what you want. You need to, and once you figure that out, you need to make the choice, and you need to create balance within yourself, within the masculine and feminine within, to bring this outside of you. So as within, so without, as above, so below. All right, pile number 3. I hope that was helpful. Please like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell if you like the reading. Let me know if it resonated with you in the comments below, and I will connect with you soon. Bye.